Hormores vida, bienvenido. Hope you're doing well. Great question about how do we do a mold detox or a fungus detox or things like that. First of all, you want to work with a qualified professional because there are a lot of moving parts. And so if you haven't looked into the resource link above that Anissa put together, there's a lot of resources in there. You can find someone similar to how we approach things in there. Okay, so you want to find someone that works with brain body to understand why is the mold or the fungus or whatever you have imbalanced, parasites I think you mentioned, are imbalanced because they all serve a purpose. And so rather than saying bad bug, bad mold, fungus, parasite, say why. Why is it elevated? ¿Por qué? Okay. So the question is, why am I doing this in the first place? What symptoms am I dealing with? How do I know that the symptom is actually the root cause and it's not a symptom of something else down here, down the road? Okay, because a lot of things are upstream, downstream. I think of mold and fungus being upregulated from what I've seen in clinical practice as when the body's in its healing process, it's going to upregulate mold and fungus in order to clear off the garbage that's left behind as the bacteria and the viruses are rebuilding the tissues. Okay, so honor your mold and fungus. I've heard people say, well, you need to go get immunolytics mold testing and put things on the shelves and test the rooms for each one. But if you have sheetrock in your house or wood somewhere, there's going to be mold in your house. I don't care where you live. And depending on how much moisture you have in your house, there's going to be more in there. Okay, so everybody has a different tolerance to that kind of stuff. Before we go launching into a detox, I really encourage you to find someone who is knowledgeable that can work with you, take you by the hand and say, I'm going to lead you down this path and say that yes, mold is your primary or parasites are your primary. Because in my mind, and what I've seen in clinical practice and in my own body and among people I've worked with, is that if you don't address the stress that caused the imbalance in the first place, even if you wipe it out with an antifungal, anti-parasitic, for now, it's going to come back at some point. Because you haven't resolve the conflict that created the situation in the first place. That is how I would encourage you to approach this, because bugs are not your enemy. Okay, just want to put that out for you. Bugs are your friend because most of them make up your immune system, and if you didn't have them, you wouldn't have an immune system, and you would not be living. So, rather than diving into take this supplement for that, and take grapeseed extract, and take mimosa pudica and stuff like that, it's all the tools that you could possibly use, you don't know if they're relevant for you. So you'd just be having somebody, you take out their book and say, oh, your stool test came up as this parasite, so we're going to go after this parasite. But they can't tell you if that parasite's actually the cause of your problems. Okay? I mean, Wim Hof injected E. coli into his bloodstream, E. coli bacteria, had zero effects. Is E. coli bad? I don't know. People say, I got a yeast infection, or I got a UTI, and they said it was E. coli. Well, I have a daughter, I don't know, Amores Vida, could probably potentially be a woman you are. When you were a little girl, you probably pooped your diaper, and poop gets everywhere, and there's E. coli in your poop. But yet, how many kids get UTIs? Very few. So just think in your mind for a second, does the paradigm I've been taught actually make sense anymore? Okay, so I'll leave you with that. Let us know if you have any other preguntas, questions, and all the love and light to you guys. Take care.